Listen to that sound all day long. Save all your pennies and come to a spot just like this for pennies. You know, it's interesting when I see these towers, if you will, with like really, really big loudspeakers on top of them. I think to myself, I wonder if those were put in before the horrible tsunami that just did so much damage to poor Thailand. Regardless, I mean, the result is obviously good. But it's an interesting discussion, right? Around like, okay, so like, does bad stuff have to happen before improvements occur? I don't know. So what seems to be common, and I guess I'm kind of happy about it actually, is that the majority of the people that I have seen here, who I would label as tourists as well as locals, in both Thai and Farang, they're not wearing masks. And so like I came up from the beach and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have my mask on. And I've got it with me, of course, but right there, at the ready. But if no one else is wearing them, I will likely not be wearing mine. I don't mind wearing it at all. However, if it's not the custom, then, well, I mean, look, here's the thing. I label it this way. Thailand has no COVID because any of the instances of it are statistically insignificant to multiple orders of magnitude relative to the population of 69 million people. Not even 100 have died. I'm not happy about those people that died. I mean, that sucks. You know, because what if I was one, right? I mean, I get it. But as far as I'm concerned, there is no COVID in Thailand. There is no COVID in Vietnam. And, you know, the way they did that, I'm sure if you're a guy that owns a tour group company, they're probably pretty bummed about it. But I think in the long run, I think the world is going to look at Thailand and be like, man, you guys really did a good job. And your leadership is to be praised for that. Not for everything, I get it. But in my opinion, Prayut pulled up his big boy pants and he did the right thing for the country and arguably for the world. So, attaboy. But being non-political as I am, I figure I'll just walk on the beach. But, you know, it was an interesting sort of thing that I noticed, you know, when I saw that tower back there with the speakers on it, right? Presumably they're, you know, wailing sort of, you know, siren sounds. If, heaven forbid, another typhoon or a tsunami comes. But, you know, how many things have to go bad, right, for something to be, for an improvement to occur? And you know what I just thought of, sadly, is that in my hometown, there was a intersection. And it was at the top of sort of like the one road came up like this, and then on the other side it came up like that. So it was basically at the top of the thing. And it was an intersection. And at the top, come in either direction, that's fine. But if you were crossing the intersection, then you basically, you know, had to look both ways and pray to God that you could kind of see over the hill, if you will, in oncoming traffic. And then sadly, one of the guys that I went to high school with, he got in a car accident on that intersection and he died. And shortly thereafter, they installed a traffic light. And I'll never forget that. That was sort of the first sort of thing that I can remember of, you know, something pretty tragic happens and, you know, now they're going to add an improvement. So anyway, I can also understand the desire for small towns to not install traffic lights everywhere. I get that. As well as not allow a McDonald's or a Starbucks or whatever. So, I mean, again, there's, you know, there's a balance, right? But as I'm here and I am enjoying this, I will highly recommend Ao Nang Beach. To be fair, if you watch videos from vloggers from just a year ago coming here, it would not have been as enjoyable for me, I don't think. Because right now, like, I have this beach to myself kind of thing, and I prefer beaches like that. I, in fact, will spend extra money to go to beaches like that, especially, you know, Gracie and I. But for right now, this is more common, and so I enjoy that. And I like to think that I'm doing my little part by coming to places like this. And, you know, getting a hotel room and buying dinner at the local restaurants and that sort of thing, and presumably helping the economy. But, and again, all these places that I'm walking by here that are closed, it is only about 5 o'clock. So for all I know, 7 o'clock, these things open up, and they're going full tilt boogie. But honestly, looking inside, it doesn't look it. So if you're an Ao Nang Beach guy and you've come here, because I remember there's that one guy from New Zealand, he and his wife, or not that one guy, but a couple, Danger and Stacy. And I remember they came to Ao Nang Beach, and Gracie and I have been following that couple since, man, they had like 1,000 subs, and I think now they probably have like 250,000, so good on them. But, you know, they have amazing production quality in their videos. And so they deserve it, is the point. And then they offer a whole lot more. But when they were here in Ao Nang Beach several months, like a year ago approximately, maybe longer than that. Anyway, regardless, the last time they were here, the way they described it was just absolutely too busy, and they didn't like it. And then they took the boat over to Railay Beach, and they really kind of liked that a lot more. So what is that noise over there? Well, I'll tell you right now, and this is going to be awesome because I'm going to get to watch soccer for free. I am going to get up here, so I basically don't interfere with their play field, with their soccer field. But yeah, here's what's more common. Unlike my hotel, places are closed. But the cool part is these guys are taking full advantage of that. I mean, they're playing like right down there on the water. So I'm going to assume that the tide is going out, and they know that because, of course, I'm going to also assume they're locals. But this is great, man. This is like totally cool. I mean, the sand is pretty hard packed down there, but like the first, you know, quarter to half inch is definitely a little muddy. But again, it's the flattest part, so I can understand why they're down there. This reminds me of Boracay. I remember I would walk down the beach in Boracay, and the local guys would be playing soccer on the beach amidst all the tourists. I wonder if they normally play down here at this time of night. I've got a little chair here I could hang out in and watch them play. But yeah, that's great. I kind of want to go check out over there too. I think I'll walk down there. What's interesting is the majority of the people sitting in those like chairs back there had on shirts that said something to the effect of like Songkla on it or something like that. And I don't know if that means that they were all like workers at this resort here. I don't know if this resort is even open. I will check it out. I mean, you know, obviously the view is spectacular. I'm going to guess they are, otherwise these padded things wouldn't be out here. And these things are in excellent condition. Look at that thing. That's like brand new, man. Good job. That's gorgeous wood too. So that's kind of neat. So we'll have to see if that's available to me, to anybody really, at this time. Now it looks as though getting over there is possible, but it could be a bit of a challenge, as I'm going to have to walk over that thing right there, which I will simply not be able to do with any degree of confidence. I could walk down here and then walk up over there and then up. So Or I could just, I could just walk up the side of this thing too. But I think what I'll do is I'll just walk down there. I'll kind of use that as like an armrest maybe. I like the look of that. You know how they got like those big things of wood, and you can go out and hang out on that swing. That's pretty hip. I think there's a tour here. I think maybe that's the deal. Why all those people are all wearing the same shirts. But this is neat, man. This is definitely neat. All right, let's see if I can make it. All right. You guys know that YouTube channel Dead Farang? I can't help but wonder, like, if he came up with the name trying to do one of these things, like hold the camera and walk on sharp rocks at the same time. But in any case, I'm going to be walking down there, and this is the time in the video where I say, "Wish me luck." And now the green on these rocks does not look real slimy, and so therefore I'm going to assume that it is not slippery yet. Okay, cool. That's not so bad. In fact, that's not bad at all. All right, cool. So, hotel guests only over there. It says hotel guests only over there. So with any luck, that means that since I'm not a hotel guest, I can walk this way. Because I don't necessarily want to walk in the property anyway. I would prefer to walk out here and explore. And although it's sort of interesting, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'm walking here until basically someone tells me I can't. And what I've discovered is that because of the way that I look, oh, dude, that's so awesome. Because of the way that I look, and because of the, just I'm sitting here with my gimbal talking into my camera, it's more common that people will just like look at me and smile, then they'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" So I go with the latter, and and I say, "Thank goodness that's not happening to me." But still, there's sometimes, oh God, I wonder if I'm not supposed to be here. It's like, no, I think I'm good. What's the worst thing that could happen? Now, I have no idea why that is there. I guess it's I have no idea what that is. What do you guys think that is? Before I get in there, can anyone guess and tell me what that is? If I was doing a live stream, or maybe I'll do this as a premiere and then you guys can comment on it, and I'll just stand out here for like 60 seconds. And in that time, those of you that have either been here or are absolutely familiar with the structure that looks like that can tell all of us what the heck it is. But I don't know. I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just the thing that says, oh, you can't walk here any further. But I mean, clearly I can walk on this side of it. So it's got a smaller sort of door thing here that looks like, wow, that's kind of freaky, right? Wow, that's crazy. If that person started moving, I would probably freak out. But I got to tell you, man, the first second I saw that, I was like, oh my God. So anyway, so that's kind of cool. I'm not really sure what the significance is. I believe this is actually a door, and it opens and closes into this thing. Let's see what's on the other side of it. It still kind of creeps me out. But, oh yeah, there's a lock on it right there. So you can't like, get in there and, okay, cool. All right. So it's purposely got water there. This is just like actually rain runoff. But this right here, like out by the person, it's as if that water is there as like part of this sculpture. And, considering they probably don't like clean this every single day. I mean, who knows? Maybe they clean it once a month. But I mean, that's pretty darn reflective. And the other neat thing is that no one's like, pounded on it. Because, of course, if you were to scratch this up, or flex it or damage it or whatever, then it would not be as reflective as it is there. But that's pretty impressive. It's too bad. Portions of it have been damaged over here. I mean, I'm sure not intentionally. It's probably just the wind and the weather and that sort of thing. But, yeah, I'll have to Google that and find out if there's any sort of significance to it. I'm quite certain there are these everywhere, meaning rock paths that either people have made or that are just like rocks that are part of the, cave or whatever. that you can walk in and out of. But yeah, that's a very interesting sort of the exploration for another day, or now. I'm thinking mosquitoes in there. It's too bad I'm not like this awesome videographer like that. The retired working for you guy, Chris. I mean, he's just such an awesome. I mean, to come up and just all of a sudden, boom. You know, because you can't hear. Hold on, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in and come up on it, and see if you guys are as freaked out as I was when I first saw that. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'll have to ping Chris and see when he comes, because he's very familiar with. Chris is very familiar with Ao Nang and Railay Beach, so I'll have to find out if that freaked him out at all. There was definitely sort of a freak out for me. And of course, I definitely wonder what it looks like from the, oh, that's kind of a neat effect, huh? I definitely wonder what it looks like from the water. That's neat, getting the reflection like that. Yeah, so far this is, I think, as far as I'm concerned, this is the coolest part of Ao Nang Beach. These islands out there are gorgeous. This sunset is gorgeous. This $100 phone does not let you know what gorgeous means. So you'll just have to take my word for it. But I really dig this little area over here. Yeah, it's very cool. Longtail boats in the background. It is nice and warm. There's very little breeze right now. If there was a little bit more breeze, that would be kind of nice. But anyway. With that, I'll say thanks a lot for joining me in my Blair Witch version of discovering Ao Nang Beach, and some really interesting sculpture art or whatever. I'm not really sure what you would call that. But with that said, it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com saying I hope you're living the dream. Because if you are not living the dream, then there's a high likelihood you weren't just walking along some random hill and all of a sudden came into this big reflective thing that I assume comes from the set of Lost. And saw a crazy statue of a person that has hair like I used to. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.